All right, greetings and stay tuned for episode 32 of Truly Live. We'll be right back.
to find a way to escape all the pressure I feel growing inside of me, because I'm far away from you, knowing that you are my source, so I gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, I've gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, I've gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, I've gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, I've gotta find my way. Darkly, I see no light in front of me. I come to the conclusion that you are the eyes that see past all confusion to a place called sanity. You take my hand, I'm free. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way. Lord, you said you'd never leave me, nor forsake me, and in all my ways to acknowledge you, and then you'll direct my path if I would keep my mind on you. You said you will keep me, you'll keep me, please keep me, please keep me, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. Gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta find my way back to you, Lord. Gotta find my way back to you, Lord. I've gotta
Truly, the real you loves you. 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 Truly. Truly. The real you love you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Or may I say good evening, and welcome to tonight's episode of Truly Live. My name is Oliver Blue, and this invisible, beautiful, wonderful, happy lady that's sitting next to me, her name is Yolanda. And we are the OK Blues, and we are so excited about episode 32. We're so excited about this hour that we are experiencing here together. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have some good content that we have created for this episode. We have a very dynamic subject that we're going to share, a truly life lesson. As we will be talking tonight, our subject is happiness. And we're still focusing this month on wellness. And without happiness, there is no wellness. And so we're going to get into that conversation tonight. And we thank you so much for being here. And if you are here for the first time, please share with us in the chat your name. Just say, hey, I'm John Doe, and I'm from Seattle, Washington. We love to know that you're out there. And first of all, we'd like to welcome our patrons, and I see our VIP patrons are in the house. Bob and Carol, hello from, oh, I see, yeah. Hello, Bob and Carol, and thank you for joining us from the great state of Indiana. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your birthday well wish and blessing, and we appreciate that. And if you don't know, tonight is March the 10th. Today is March 10th. I mean, March the 11th. And that means that Oliver is celebrating a birthday. And this is my 63rd trip, my 63rd year on the planet. And this has been one of the best years of my life. I can honestly say that. It's not a cliche. I actually feel that way. And so tonight's going to be somewhat celebratory. Somewhat our normal format, but we may just break out at any point into a celebratory dance, or who knows? I don't know what Yolanda got planned. I just know that she's not sitting in her chair right now, but she'll be on in just a few minutes. But while we're waiting on her, again, if you are out there, please let us know by going to the comments or the chats and just saying, hey, I'm here, and we're glad that you are here. If you're here for the first time, and you may be asking, well, what is Truly Live? What's the deal here? Well, Truly Live is a creation of Yolanda and myself. We are co-founders and co-hosts of this show. And we thank you for choosing to stop in tonight, because, this is the place, this is a source of information, inspiration, transformation, and empowerment. So this is where for 1 hour a week, you can set your clock by it. You can come into this space, and we are going to be sharing some of the transformational principles that we teach in our coaching business, because both of us are certified coaches, and we do our claim to fame is that we are co-founders of Truly OB, which is a personal and professional coaching business. So we're into personal development, have been into it for 31 years through study, through experience. And now we have created this platform for the world, and whosoever can come here and sit with us and learn systems and principles of transformation in which we teach. Yolanda, and what we bring to the table is 31 years of marriage. We are parents and grandparents. We have 3 adult children that are out of this world, and they're out of our house and they're out of our pocket. And that's a great thing. And we have almost a 2-year-old grandson that our oldest son and his wife has blessed us with. And right after this show, we're going to be somewhat heading in that direction, maybe. And I get to celebrate my birthday weekend with our children and my grandson. We are honored to have close relationships with some phenomenal people. If you hang around this show, you will begin to experience some of the expert guests that we have on our show, and it varies from different areas, anywhere, anything from relationships to health and wellness. We'll have guests on here that are expert in the areas of vocation and jobs, also in the area of time and money freedom, spiritual awareness and service. So each one of our shows is based on one of those core areas of life. And so each month we have a special guest, and then those special guests becomes a part of our partnership, and they become part of those offerings, special offerings that we make to our patrons. We're both certified life coaches. We're both transformational teachers and speakers and spiritual teachers. And we co-founded Truly OB LLC. And we are a personal and professional principle-centered development company that help others to get clarity about their true identity. What we call is the real you. We also share timeless content, universal principles, transformational practices, and community assets with others who are committed to experiencing a deeper, more meaningful life. Here at Truly Live, we believe that your life has deep meaning and good purpose. We also share our decade of experience from our journey together. We are a dance-loving, fun-loving couple that have leaned into joy and laughter to get past some of the challenges that we have faced in our journey. Why do we do this? We have a passion. We have a passion for number one, for learning. We have a passion for growth. This is all about personal growth, personal development. This is all about expanding your awareness or extending your consciousness, and so that you can be the best version of yourself. And so we want others to know that their life, again, has deep meaning and good purpose. It starts there. It starts with the knowing of the self. So we help others to consider and pursue the results that matter to them so that they can live a focused life with purposed attention. Our passion is to help those who remain outside, unknowing, unawakened, and in need of a witness to the truth. That is the truth. That is true always. So that's what Truly Live is all about. Thank you for being here tonight. And we're here tonight, as always, sharing a powerful lesson with the powerful people, because you're powerful. You are extraordinary. I don't know if you've been told you're extraordinary. You are extraordinary. You're very powerful. And so we're here to affirm that reality, that truth tonight. So we're going to move to our next segment, and we would like to, first of all, acknowledge one of our friends, one of our good friends, Pearl and Sherwood Hawk. Happy birthday, Oliver. I hope you are enjoying your celebrating your born day. Exactly. I certainly am, Pearl and Hawk. Thank you guys for the wish. And also like to acknowledge Brenda. And what is Brenda is saying to us is, I woke up this AM with what? With the song. Ooh, Brenda, I can't hardly see that. The song singing in my mind. Wow. Who knew this was what? Going to be a party. Well, it's going to be a version of the Truly party for real. And so you are in the right place, Brenda, at the right time. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. We're always delighted to have you in our presence. So because my partner is still making her way to the set, I'm having to do double duty and try to read these chats as well as stay focused on the segment. We'd like to start out this next segment, which is our special acknowledgement. So we always like to start out by shouting out to our patrons, and we thank all our patrons for supporting us. You say, who is a patron? Well, someone like Naomi Pagan is a patron, and she says, "Hola." I no comprende, but hola to you. And Naomi has just joined us. Thank you, Naomi. And patrons are those individuals who make a quality decision to partner with us and to join with us, and they become patrons and sponsors that support our show financially. And for that, they get to walk in this journey with Yolanda and I. And there's many benefits to being a patron. There's bonus content. There's quality sessions that our patrons get to be in private with our experts who come on our show, and also they get special treatment when we have other events outside of Truly Live. And so you ought to come on and be a patron with us. It's only $6 a month, $72 a year. Will you not invest $72 in your growth, your personal growth, your personal development, and also help you're helping us to create this content and get it out into the world. That's what your $6 a month do. That is a measly investment. We throw $6 a month out the window. You guys know that. So why not put it to good use where we can help people to come to know themselves? We can help people to develop a blueprint for their life and give them skills and principles to help them to begin to walk in the life that they would love. And so that's what our patrons stand for. And so come on and join us. There's a link to join, to be a part of supporting us, and that's www.patreon.com/trulylive. I'll put that up on the screen near the end of the show. We also like to give a special shout out to our Ukrainian families, our Ukrainian brothers and sisters, fathers, mothers, children, grandparents. You guys have been quite aware of what's going on for the last 2 weeks plus a couple days, where we're in day 16 of an invasion that's going on in our world. It's happening in our world, in our lifetime. We're sitting there watching it. And so we like to give a shout out, and we send prayers and support in whatever way we can to our brothers and sisters of Ukraine, as they are being, and anyone else who've been affected by this act of terror. That's why our work is so important in the world. Because only something like this happens when there is an absence of love. That only things like this happen in the world when there is not a knowledge of the self. We don't know who we are. We don't know who our brothers are. We don't, there's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of awareness. When the human mind gets to the point where it has no value in life, in one another, we don't understand that we all share the same being. That we all have to live on the same platform. Therefore, it is expedient for us to learn love, so that we can dwell together in peace and in unity and in harmony. But what we're getting to experience is something that is insane. So it is vital for voices like Truly Live and platforms like Truly Live, who represent light. We represent light, mean illumination. We represent infinite intelligence. We represent love. We represent the one creator. And so our message is it's based on love. It's based on the fact that there is one creator of all of us, the one that beats our heart, the ones that give us life. And that we're all joined in one family called the family of humanity. And that we're all brothers and sisters, regardless of race or religion or nationality or gender or who you love or how you love or your politics. All of those are trivial things, but we make them the main thing. And so when we make those things the main thing, we create a world, or we make a world that is very destructive. So it's very important that the work that we do, that this work gets out in the world, that this voice continue to be a voice in this present world. Love needs to be what? Front and center. It needs to be front and center. And so that's why we're here. We know and understand the times that we live in. And there needs to be what? More positive messages. There needs to be more learning. There needs to be what? A greater amount of awareness of the brotherhood of mankind. So join with us. We pray for our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. Also like to shout out to my mommy or my mother, and also to Yolanda's dad, Papa. They're always here supporting us, and we just like to give a shout out to them. Also like to give a special shout out tonight to just a few friends who have celebrated their birthday this week with me, very close friends of mine. So I'd like to shout out to Patsy and Eldred, my brother. Also like to shout out to James Sterling. James Sterling is my cousin. And my mom and his mom were sisters. And the two sisters was in the hospital at the same time, giving birth to boys. So James Sterling, I sent a birthday shout out to you. Also like to shout out to one of my golfing buddies, Rick, who celebrated a birthday this week. And last but not least, yours truly. And so today's been very exciting, very celebratory around here. Yolanda is amazing. She started this past Sunday. Ever since Sunday, I've been receiving birthday surprises every day since Sunday from her. One in the morning, one at night, one at noon. She has just drowned me, showered me with so much appreciation, and I appreciate her for that. And it took me 31 years, but I got her trained right. Got her changed right. Brenda says, I always love your choice music. You like our music, Brenda? Thank you so much. We're going to talk about that music on one of these sessions, because this music was especially, we have special permission to use this music, and most of it comes from one album, from an album that was made, or one CD that was made many years ago, and it was called A Tribute to it was called a tribute to, it passed my mind that quick, the General, a tribute to the General. And that was a tribute to Bishop Mac Timberlake, who was a pastor of a church, and they made this album dedicated to him, and there are some beautiful songs on that album. And so we can get you access to some of that music. But anyway, thank you so much, Brenda, and thank you, Diane. Another one of our patrons and friends have jumped in here. Hi there. Well, hello, Diane. Thank you for your birthday wishes today, and I certainly appreciate it. So anyway, I think I hear Miss Blue rambling up the stairs here. But anyway, I'm going to move on to the next segment. We always like to start our endeavors out, anything that we're doing. We know the value of gratitude. And so we always like to bathe our environment with statements of gratitude and affirmations of gratitude. And so we invite you to join us in this moment where we center in on those things where we're happy and grateful about. I would ask you the question: what are you happy and what are you grateful about tonight? in the day that we're seeing what we're seeing, hopefully it is a reminder of us that we can't take things for granted, like our freedom. We can't take freedom for granted. You can't take for granted the fact that you uh, are able to express yourself in the manner that you are able to express yourself. That we don't take this show for granted. That we have the freedom to get on here and get into the global community and to share what we believe is important. To share what we believe is to be real. And so gratitude is a way that it's a way that we show our thankfulness, our appreciation, and our kindness. And gratitude is the attitude that improves the quality of our life. So if you're grateful for something, happy about something today, why don't you just put it in the chat? And I see Brenda says that she's very grateful for this show. Well, thank you, Brenda. We are too. Very, very grateful. Yes, you can come on. Yolanda asked me, can I come now? Of course you can. I need a break, man. You left me out here hanging. Come on in here, girl.
I've been stuck in traffic. Hello, everyone. I've been stuck in traffic.
Wow.
Hey,
Hey.
sweetie.
Yes. Are you okay?
I am.
All right. Cool. It's all right. Oh, you brought some little trinkets, huh?
I got some stuff.
All right. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna drink to that.
Well, well, anyway. You've been doing good. I've been listening.
Oh, you've been listening? Yeah. Well, you know.
I don't get to listen when you do it live. That was
Well, I tell you what, I feel more excited now that you're here.
you're doing
This
good.
lady has some energy that when it touches my energy, something changes.
You were doing good. I was proud of you.
Well, thank you so much. We're
Hello, everyone.
yes. And so we're in our gratitude segment. And um, Yolanda and I are so happy and grateful now that we are all here making intentional decisions in the interest of our growth. This show is all about growth. And so we're happy and grateful for that. We don't take it for granted. And our friend Sandra Ortiz
Mhm.
has come. Hello, Sandra. Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Felicia.
And hello, Felicia. And thank you for your many, many birthday greetings today, Felicia. And I embrace all of them. Felicia is my sissy. And so um, we we have this we have this
Group text.
we have
We're all on.
this group text that we're all on. So I've been receiving birthday shout outs from her all day, along with our other friends and relatives and families. And it's been different.
It has been different.
You know, there was a time that, you know, I didn't think much of, you know, my birthday, or, you know, I wasn't into celebration. I was all about just getting results. And I didn't take time to celebrate. I didn't take time to appreciate.
You did not.
It was all about getting the next result. I was result driven. My wife would tell you that.
But the children were like, Daddy, we want to celebrate you.
The da-
Daddy, we
the-
appreciate you.
yeah.
We love you. So
So I give him 5 minutes. Not true. Mom always made celebrations, birthday celebrations, special days. She always put a lot of effort in us creating our own traditions, right? Because I mean, there's nothing wrong with traditions. Uh, you know, it's just that when we put the value into tradition as a way to be happy, then we've lost, you know, the purpose for traditions, right?
then we got to where we really like some of those traditions.
And then we got to the point where we like some of the traditions.
And then he was on board,
Yes.
which is good.
Yep. So anyway, so thank you so much. That's our gratitude segment.
My
And
good friend Carol says, gratitude for the day. Say gratitude for the day you were born.
Well, thank you, Bob and Carol. Yes,
If he were not born, we would not get to see this beautiful
Ab-
smile that he has.
absolutely. And that is that is for all of us. You know, we all, whether you realize it or not, but you have to be licensed to be here on this earth, on this planet. And your license to be here, you have to have what? You got to have a body. The body is your ticket to be here. Without a body, you're not here. Have you ever noticed that you haven't seen any disembodied people since you've been here? You know, people talk about disembodied spirits, but I've never seen one of those. But the body, your body is your license to be here. It is not your identity, but it's your ticket to get into the show. And so we need to keep it, keep it real and keep it in perspective. Because when we try to take the body and make it our identity, that's where we go wrong. Because we're putting pressure on the body that it can't handle. The body was never intended to be our identity. It's not our identity. It is it's what allows us to express our true nature. It allows us to express what we call happiness. So that's a little lesson there, life lesson, right? Y'all take notes there now. That right there, when you understand that right there, what I just said, that is a huge life lesson. There's 7.8 billion people on the planet. And probably 7 billion of them would think that they have body identification. In other words, they think that who they are is their body. That's not who we are. A body is a communication device so that we can express the nature of who we are. I feel a preach coming on. What do you think?
No.
Don't preach. It's time to party.
Don't preach.
It's time to what? It's time to party. Oh, yeah. All right. So for tonight's segment on inspiration and encouragement, we have a quote. And I'm going to let Yolanda do this quote. Why? Because I can't pronounce the guy's name. But it's a great quote. It's a great quote, though. And it's a great segue into our life lesson for tonight.
So tonight's inspiration and encouragement quote is, happiness is not an end to reach. It's not a goal to pursue. It is a state of being. So simply be it.
Yes.
Okay, Anur Ochad, The Alien.
Yes, the book, The Alien.
From the book, The Alien.
Yeah. How did you pronounce his name?
Have no idea.
Anur
Ochad. But see, you put me out there. You
Yeah.
gave me a chance to look that up beforehand. So
Well,
if we have,
you did a great job.
well, I may have mispronounced that. So my apologies.
Yes. But thank you so much, Yolanda.
Happiness is not an end to reach.
It's not an end.
It's not a goal to pursue. It is a state of being.
It's a state of being. It's not an end. It's not a means.
No.
And we're going to get in.
Simply
Yeah.
be it.
It's simply being.
Be it.
Being yourself.
Simply
Just be yourself.
be it.
That's what happiness is. Being yourself. But you have to know what the self is. All right. We good on time, babe?
We gotta move because you got a few things to do here.
Oh, yeah. We have an outstanding subject tonight and an outstanding lesson that we want to share. And so let's get with it.
Let's get with it.
All right. So tonight we want to turn our attention to the subject of happiness. And this is a very timely subject, given all of the external noise that is in the world right now. And there are a lot of people that are reaching and searching for some type of certainty, some type of stability, some type of assurance, some external event or activity to kind of get their mind off of that which they see that it's very disturbing. And so it's a very timely subject for happiness, but we're going to come to you tonight from a total different point of view. We're coming to you tonight from a transformational and spiritual point of view about what true happiness is. And what is Diane saying to us up there? Oh, she's getting a gratitude statement.
Okay, so
Let's put it up there. Yeah.
Let's do. This is one of our
Yeah.
patrons, so we will definitely put her up here. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do this one. She said, "Grateful to be amongst the living
Spiritually.
Spiritually."
Yes, I am too, Diane.
And she said, "I'm grateful for the peace that God has given me." Sherry Pascal, also please pray for some issues there, marriage, and her daughter, Minister Greg and Sherry Pascal. So we will most certainly, we hold the space of energy
Yes,
for them having the realization
yes,
and walking in the experience of all of their needs having been met.
yes.
Everything that they need is inside of them, just like the
Yes.
seed.
So if I ask the question, when I say the word happiness, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? What's the first thought that comes up in your mind? And you may want to put your response in the chat, but just think, when the word happiness comes up, what comes to mind? Because remember, words are like what? Pictures, right? Word paints pictures. So what comes to your mind when I say happiness? I know what comes to my mind.
What comes to your mind?
I'm going to share that in my life lesson. Yeah. Everything I share tonight is what comes to mind. It's not just one thing. Oh, is that my brother? Oh, my brother. Oh, you don't have any.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Sandra. She just said, "Yolanda, I can't hear you."
Oh, y'all haven't been able to hear Yolanda all this
Oh,
time?
Wow, Oliver.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
A little more, sweetie.
How about that?
There you go.
Happiness.
Oh my goodness.
So what comes to mind when you say, did you put my brother's shout out up there?
Hold on, I was just doing the.
I've been waiting all day for this.
You've been waiting for your brother.
Yeah, he's number 7.
This okay. And here's another one of our patrons. He says, "Happy birthday, my brother Oliver K. Blue Jr."
Oh, he put the whole name up there.
He
You know,
said,
we were born in the same house.
he said, "Enjoy being yourself."
Well, thank you so much, my brother Cecil, and I know my sister in love is a part of that greeting. Thank you both so much.
Yes.
And
I mean your full name.
my full name.
You know, we heard the full name when the parents were
Yeah, they said
making
the full
some
name
correction.
when there
Yeah.
was yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you, Cecil Blue, and I've been waiting all day for that, and you complete the circle.
Wonder why I can't see this last
It
one
says
here.
can't post comment the same direction. Learn more. We don't want to do.
I
that.
know, but
There's something always
I
under that. How do you get
know.
rid of it? You
I
keep
don't
on-
know. That's what I was trying to.
No, we don't.
Nope, don't
we
wanna do
we
that.
Don't want to lose it.
So, okay, we'll just we'll carry on.
What's the all down there for?
I don't know. Let's see.
Nope, that ain't
That's
it.
for nope.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
All
We'll
right.
just wait until the next post, and then
well,
we'll
you
get
can
to see
always
that
post
one.
something,
Yeah.
and it will move it up. Too.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, good to hear from my brother. I love my brother. All right. So Yolanda, why don't you start us out by, we always like to start our information by going to that which we know naturally. So why don't
a point of reference?
for a point of reference. So we always like to go to Merriam-Webster. Y'all know Merriam-Webster?
It's Merriam-Webster.
Merriam, I call her Marianne.
I know that's an Oliverism. But Merriam-Webster defines happiness as a state of well-being and contentment. The synonym for that word is joy.
Okay.
Additionally, it says a pleasurable or satisfying experience.
Okay. So Webster says,
I think I need more volume still.
you still need more
Mhm.
volume?
Yes,
I
sir.
got you up high.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I heard.
Okay.
It better. Okay.
So Webster defines happiness as a state of being and contentment, which is more of a internal, and it's more of an internal awareness. But then the second part of that definition in Webster said that is a pleasurable or satisfying experience,
Mhm.
which is in reference to a external
Mhm.
an external awareness. So in truth, or may I say, ask the question, is happiness a cause, meaning is it a part of the human spirit, or is happiness an effect, meaning an experience? What do you say? Would you say it's a cause or is it an effect?
According to Miriam, it's both.
According to Miriam, it's both. And in the transformation community, we say that that it is
It's both.
both, right? Because in the transformation community, we say that our vertical life and our horizontal life, when it's mature, it's integrated into one.
Yes.
Our expression becomes a reflection of our nature.
Yes.
So that makes it That makes it internal and external.
Yes.
And so, but we're going to flush this out a little bit because we know that, happiness, like peace, is one of the most pursued virtues in the world. Every human being desire to be happy. Every human being desire to be happy.
Sheila Monroe Johnson says that happiness is a state of being. And then here's our dear friends here. Let's put a
With
couple
Pearl.
of these up.
There you
Okay.
go. What did Pearl say? Comforting peace.
She said comforting peace.
Yes, I like that. And there goes Sheila. Thank you, Sheila. And Sheila,
She says happiness is the state of being.
it's a state of being.
And then here's a new comment from
Patricia Van Oren. Hello,
Yeah.
Patricia.
She
She's
says,
around.
thank you, Ramily.
Yes.
This is her first time joining, and we're really glad to have you.
We're glad to
on.
have you here, Patricia.
Exactly.
You have come to the place where we get together on Friday night and we relax and we settle in and we learn and we become inspired and transformed and empowered.
Especially if we've been stuck in traffic.
Yeah. So thank you for being here, Patricia.
That's why I don't go out on Fridays.
Yes. So happiness. Okay. Again, from a transformative perspective, it is both. It is both cause and effect. It is both an internal awareness as well as an external experience,
That's right.
especially when we integrate it into a mature state to where we understand that it is a very part of our being. It's a very part of our being. It's not something to be pursued. Like the quote we had. Do we still have the quote?
Yes, we still have the
I
quote.
think the quote very much
The quote.
gave us some insight.
Yes.
It says happiness is not an end to be reached. It's not something that is a result. It said it's not a goal to be pursued,
So it's not something to just be reached.
to be reached,
Mhm.
or to be pursued.
Mhm.
It is a state of being, and it's more than a state of being in the sense
Yes.
that it is our very nature.
It is an essential part of our nature.
It's an
and
essential.
it isn't a part of outside conditions.
So in reality, happiness is an essential part of our nature.
Yes.
Just like wet is a part of a part of water,
Yes.
happiness is a part of who we are in our
Yes.
in our truest self, which we call the real you.
It's the gift that we are.
Yeah, it is the gift that we
Yes.
are. It is the very essence of who we are. So in reality, happiness is not something to be pursued, but it is something to be it's something to be expressed.
Mhm.
Because when you come to a reality that it is something that you already possess, it's already in your it's already in your nature. It's part of your DNA.
Oh. Oh.
You have to take it down.
Whoa.
No, not the green, the black, red. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yolanda covered up
Wow.
our screen, so we
Wow.
couldn't see.
I didn't even know that could happen.
So the reality of happiness is an essential part of our nature. And it's not a product or it's not a byproduct of outside conditions. But when you are unaware of this, a lot of us grow up unaware of the essential nature that we are. We think that happiness is something is that to be pursued. It's something outside of us. And so we go looking for what we go on this journey, looking for happiness. And only to not find it, only to be disappointed, only to be frustrated. I can remember when we got married 31 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. I mean, we just knew what we knew. You can't live above your you can't live above your awareness. And when we got married 31 years ago, what we brought to the table, right?
Yeah.
We brought to the table all that we knew. And we only knew what we had been conditioned to.
Yes.
Those conditions created habits in us. So we both kind of had this idea that, she's going to make me happy or he's going to make me happy. That was a journey of frustration. That was a journey of frustration. And in relationships, that's why it's so difficult. It appears to be so difficult because there's a lack of awareness that happiness is not something that is outside of you. Happiness is your nature. And so here Yolanda and I with great intentions, right? Mm-hmm. We had great intentions of being really happy. And everybody go to the altar with great intentions of being happy. So this is my happiness. You look over there, you say, that's happy. They look back at you, say, that's my happiness. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
I don't know why that one did not post.
And Yolanda and I got to the point in our own relationship where we said, there must be a better way.
There must be a better way.
Have you ever gotten to the point in your relationship where you was trying to find happiness in the other person, or you held the other person responsible for your happiness? And what happened?
So I finally got to the point where it was just so frustrating and so disappointing. And I got quiet and I asked some questions and I was led to a few resources. And I remember with great joy and celebration, I went to Oliver and I announced to him, you are no longer responsible for my happiness. That is my responsibility and mine only. I told him, I said, I release you from that.
Oh my God. That was like the Declaration of Independence. I became free.
Yes, it was.
She said, you got plenty of volume. Yes. And if you turn it up too loud, it's going to be,
All right.
It was like the declaration of my independence. Because Yolanda said, I'm free from being responsible for her happiness. And I think I knew it long before she did. I did.
I don't know.
I knew it before you did.
Well, but you were acting like I was responsible for your happiness.
I did. Yeah. So
even though he knew,
I knew it
for himself.
I knew it in my head, but I didn't really know it. I really didn't know it because I didn't have the experience of it. Excuse me. I didn't have the experience of it. Mm-hmm. But there came a time in our life where we both realized that we're not responsible for each other's happiness. That is an insane. That's an impossible reality. And we freed each other. We became independent freedom. We was like freedom riders from that point on.
I'm going to tell another secret.
The pressure was off.
I'm going to tell another secret. So long before that happened, I kept saying to Oliver, I am not responsible for the thoughts that you have in your mind, because he would think things in his mind. And then he would say he had told, he was like, remember I told you? And I was like, no, we never had that conversation. So he would have these full conversations in his mind, in his head. And then he would hold me responsible for those. And I kept saying, I'm not responsible for the conversations that you have. I'm only responsible, and I can only participate in what you share with me.
That's
true. He was like, wow, I didn't say that. Yeah, I didn't tell you. I was like, no.
Hey, she's right. Listen, I'm telling you. I mean, all of us have gone through that. Some of us may still be thinking someone else or something or some condition or some place or something is responsible for my happiness, and it's not. It is an insane idea because it's impossible. Our happiness is what? Happiness is right there within us. And so, um, are you okay?
Well, this week, there's always something new that happens. And
There you go.
I don't know why it's coming up like that. I don't know what in the world is going on, but it's okay.
What Patricia said. What does Patricia say?
She said, my husband Jeffrey and I will celebrate our 40th anniversary in April. Yay! We finally learned that we are not responsible for each other's happiness.
All right.
It is such a liberating
It's such a liberating reality.
It is.
Yeah. And so, Patricia, we feel you. We know how that
Yeah.
feels. That is a great amount of pressure to put on anyone.
Yeah.
And
And thank
at the
goodness,
truth,
thank goodness it wasn't
and it's
it wasn't a very long time.
no, and it's not just with marriage relationship. With any relationship that we have, that we think that the other person is responsible for our happiness, we're going to be what? Absolutely frustrated.
Yes.
And so this is a life lesson that we need to learn.
Yes.
All of us need to learn this.
And we need to learn it early.
And we need to learn it earlier. The earlier we learn this, the more happier we'll be.
Yes.
But it said it is an element of the real you. It's a part of your nature. Our nature is not something that we make. It's not like the ego self that we make, but our nature is who and what our Creator created us as. I see that.
Okay.
We might have to go a little, because we started late. We might have to go just a little over 8 tonight, y'all. She was stuck in traffic,
I'm so
holding up the
sorry.
program.
I'm so sorry. But people wouldn't stop running into other people. So
Yeah.
they were little fender benders, but
Yeah.
it was enough to stop everybody on
Yeah.
the highway. So, but anyway,
So it says that it is an element of the real you. And what happens is we cover up our true nature with information and conditionings that we're taught by the world, by those that are responsible for what? For mentoring us. And they're operating in false premises about who we are. Most of us get mentored as a body identification, as though who we are is the body, and we're not our body. I gave that little teaching at the beginning.
very good.
But we're not our body. Our bodies is just a communication device. It is our ticket. It's our license to be here. But who we really are is what a reflection or a duplication of our Creator.
Yes.
And
So when we lose sight of happiness as being a part of as being an essential quality of our nature, we seek for it outside.
we seek
of
for it where?
ourselves,
Outside of
outside
ourselves.
And then of course we never find it in places
Yeah.
because it doesn't reside
No,
outside.
It's not in our experiences.
Yeah.
It's not in the events of life. It's not in our, it's not in our neighbor. It's not in our children. It's not in the things that we acquire. Happiness is not there. And so we load up on these things in life, and only to what? At the end of acquiring these things, we're still disappointed because we're not happy.
Happiness, like joy and peace. Those are innate qualities.
These are innate qualities.
Mhm.
The search for happiness can never be satisfied by the acquisition of an object, substance,
By a substance.
activity, even a state of mind. Activity, happiness is not what? It's not a mental assent. It is in your nature. It says not by activity, state of mind, or even what? In relationships, which is where we really look for joy and happiness. And it's not there. We kind of realize that we bring joy and happiness to the relationship. We are what possessors of the joy and happiness. It's within us. And it can transcend any condition. Doesn't matter what condition you're in, you can make a decision of to express your happiness.
Yes.
So it's a decision. It is in the knowing of our innocent self that allows our nature of happiness to shine uninhibited, and without limits.
Without limits. Yeah, I love that one.
You ever walked out and looked out up at the sky first thing in the morning and you can't see the sun? You can't even see the blue sky. Why? Because the sky is filled with clouds. Okay, it's covered up. And that's kind of how we cover up our nature. But by 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, what happened? The sun began to shine through, and all of a sudden you see this bright blue sky. But the sky was there all the time.
Yes.
The sun was there all the time. It just was it was covered up by the temporary clouds. So in life, we allow what's the clouds in our life? Situations and circumstances and conditions that we face that may not be the way we want them. They begin to cloud and to cover up where we can't even recognize the happiness and the joy and the peace that's already within us. That means that our focus is on the external, the temporary, where things are always changing. But your nature never changed. Your godliness never changed. Your godlikeness never changes.
This is why we say often that the facts of our life
Are not
not the reality of our life.
the facts of our life.
That's not the truth of our
That's
life.
not the truth of our life.
So the experiences that we've had,
Yes.
that we have had,
The events that we participated in,
does not change who we are.
it doesn't change who we are. The feelings, our emotions, our psychological makeup, none of these things change the reality of who we are. But without an awareness of that,
Yes.
we focus our attention on those things, and then those things tend to determine our attitude or determine our happiness.
Yes.
So we are in that moment not recognizing the fact that our happiness is stable, is always present, it's always there. Just like the blue sky is always there. The blue sky is always there, whether you can see it or not. So that means that we have to see through the eyes of truth or reality. Our natural eyes will always be inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
Our natural sight is inadequate to show us what is real. Our natural eyes always show us what is always changing. It's always unstable. Our natural sight always shows us what's coming and going. It is the knowing of ourself. It is coming to know yourself, your true self, as happiness itself, as joy itself, as peace itself. It is in that knowledge that we become that we become stable in the knowing of happiness, and we understand that we can express it in anything that we're doing, and in everything that we're doing. We bring the happiness to everything. We don't go to the thing looking for it. We bring happiness to it. So if you're at a ball game, if you're watching television, if you're washing the dishes, if you are if you're playing with your children, if you're at work, it doesn't matter where you are. When you realize who you are, the knowing of yourself, you can bring happiness to each and every moment.
That's right.
Are we going to read any more of these? Our time is we still got a few more minutes. So it says, our happiness is in the awareness and recognition that we share the same being as life itself. We share the same being.
I love that one.
We share the same being as life itself. We are not separate from life, but we're one with life. We're one with God. We're one with creation. We're one with the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that we're a part of the cause. We're not the effect. So we have all the goods within inside of us. Everything that we're looking for is inside of us. Nothing really out there. We take that which is inside of us and we create what is out there. We create the happy environment. We create the joyous family. We create we create the happiness in the work that we do, in the friends that we make.
Yes.
It's about awareness. And we can't live above our knowledge of awareness. And that's why we have to find places like Truly Live to expand our awareness. We have to find places like Truly Live and come into a greater knowledge, get on our growing edge, step out beyond, become transformed by what the renewing of our mind. So that's why we're here. It says, without awareness and recognition, we suffer in the search for what is already in our possession. It is so true. I got three young adult children, and they are they are finding their way in life, in the world, building their families, and they are learning like we had to learn.
Mhm.
And we watch them at times, and we watch them, and they come back and they discuss with us. And at some point, they get to the place where they want to hear the principles that we're teaching, and we share the principles that we're teaching. And so we attempt to make happiness the responsibility of someone else. We've already made that point.
Yeah.
All right, happiness. We've got a few more points we want to make. Happiness in its purest state is real and stable and certain and changeless. Happiness does not come and go as it appears to be. It appears that happiness comes and go based on what this outward circumstances.
Yeah, but it's not.
But happiness
dependent on that.
doesn't come and go. It is always present
And
in
that's
you.
because happiness is not an activity. It's not an event. It's not a feeling.
It's not an emotion.
It's not the content.
It's
the
the
content of any experience.
It's not the content of
It's
any
not the
experience.
content of any experience.
But it is that which shines without ceasing.
Yes.
The sun is always shining somewhere in the world. The blue skies is always is always in view somewhere in the world. So we have to learn to not let the clouds of circumstances and
Yes.
conditions and situations to have us to unrecognized, be unaware of what's already present.
Yeah. Because happiness needs nothing.
It needs what?
Nothing.
It needs
from
nothing.
Our experience.
Nope.
It needs
It needs nothing. We bring what? We bring happiness
the happiness
to the
to the
experience.
experience. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Wow.
And we got so much more to share where this subject is concerned, but we're going to cut it off right there. And we're going to get ready to kind of close out this thing. So, wow, this has been great. And, it's been a great week for me. I said this morning on a post or in a recording that I did that I'm the happiest that I've ever been my entire life. And it has nothing to do with what my external condition. It has nothing to do with the money I might think I have, or the possessions I have, or the wife I have, or the kids I have, or the grandson that I have, or the friends I have, or
All those things add to.
all those things become a place for me to express the
Yes,
happiness.
yes,
It's not
that's right.
because of those things that I'm the happiest, but it is those things that I have in my life that I can shine my happiness in all of my relationships, with all of my family, with all of my friends, with all of my patrons.
I think what I have observed is that as we stop wrestling with,
Mhm.
as we stop fighting with everything, we accept that, which is, and it just eliminates a lot of
Absolutely.
the additional
Ab-
stress and stuff.
Absolutely. And a lot of it has to come with undoing the way we think,
Yes.
when the way we think was not giving us the results that we desired.
Which means that we don't have to be old
No.
in order to come to this realization or
No, it's-
understanding
no,
or acceptance.
No, it's a matter of awareness.
Yes.
And awareness comes very quickly through what?
Yes.
Through right teaching,
Yes.
right information. And so I'm so happy and I'm so grateful.
And I'm so happy and grateful that you're happy and grateful.
So are we going to go ahead and bless the people with the
Yes,
Dalai
we
Lama
are.
meditation?
Thank you guys so much for being
Well, we
here.
said we're going to have cake tonight.
with-
Do we have cake?
Yes, there's cake.
We need to have cake.
Okay, so why don't you do the loving kindness
And you're gonna get some
meditation, and
cake?
I'll bring everything
So,
up
so if
on
you
the
brought some
camera.
cake to this event, you may have some cake right there where you are. Come on and celebrate with me. Let's let some of this inward happiness flow out. My wife, has been so gracious all week long to every day. I wake up to a loving birthday card every day, every morning, a loving song. And then at night, I get ready to turn in, and there's another card, and there's another song, and that's always been Candy all week too. She's always giving me a treat. So here's another card because it's a night, right? It says, I'm gonna read this to our viewers. It says, "You deserve to be celebrated." And I've been getting these cards since 2 cards a day since Sunday. And it says, Oliver. It says, Oliver, let this be the day. Oh, that's the cake? Oh, my God. She said, Oliver, let this be the day you look around at your life and feel proud of what you've accomplished, amazed at how much you do, and excited for what is still to come. Let this be the day you look at yourself in the mirror and see the wisdom of someone who's learned, the beauty of someone who's loved, and the one-of-a-kind wonder you are. I mean, you picked out some good cards this week, too.
No, I had some great
These
cards.
words are just exciting. She says, let this be the day that you look at the candles on your cake and see the memories you made, the happiness you've wished, and the light you are to the world. Happy birthday. Much love always, Yolanda. So now when you put that cake up there,
I know I'm gonna
Yeah.
move it because you have real cake.
yeah,
I'll
and
move
it kind of phases us out there.
it's fine. Plus it completely.
so much.
You're welcome,
Mhm.
sweetheart.
All right. So we're gonna-
we do have
We
real
do
cake.
have real cake, and we're gonna have cake.
So you're
Uh,
supposed to be blessing.
So
We are so grateful for all of you that join with us.
yes, thank you, Patricia, for being here with us tonight.
Patricia says she's extremely she said extremely enlightening. Let's just put it up here
Yeah.
real quick. She says extremely enlightening. Thank you both so very much. Happy birthday, Oliver. Wishing you and Yolanda a wonderful evening and God's blessings always. Thank you so much. And my dear, dear friend, my dearest friend in the world, she said, that's because my beautiful sister is a jewel who is so deserving of praise and adoration, for she gives 200% in all she does. Oh, wow. That is great. Here, let me just move this one up. Thank you so much, Pearl. And we look forward to
Thank you, Pearl.
having our time sometime soon here. Okay, you did this. So what I'm going to do, since you did not do the loving kindness meditation, I'll go ahead and do that. We appreciate so much you all that join us, and so we bless you and all those that you hold near and dear to in your heart. May you be truly happy. May you live in peace. May you live in love. May you know the power of forgiveness. May you live in the recognition that your life has deep meaning and good purpose. That's the Dalai Lama. And Oliver and I add, may you live in the awareness of who you truly are. We extend this blessing to every being that's on the planet. And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. Let there be cake.
Let there be cake. And we're going to be taking this thing out with a song and a dance, maybe, huh?
Okay. Well, here, you got to have your cake first.
Give me some.
No, do your song. Let's go. Do your song.
Do the song?
Yeah, you got to get your song going.
Let me see if I can't get it going here.
Because I'm going to feed you cake. We're not supposed to be eating on camera, but I'm going to.
I know I have not always been what you want me to be. Even at times I
Let's get the
pushed your
dance floor
sweet
going.
love away, but you stay right here beside me, never letting me go. Now I know the love I needed was right here all along. I I know that love is enough to forgive all the hurt and pain. Love is enough to remove all you can change. Love is enough to make up for what you have made. I know that love is enough. God's love is enough. God's love is enough. God's love is enough. God's love is enough. Oh, I can't imagine living life without you here with me. So glad this love will last an eternity. Oh, what joy and happiness I feel when I call your name. Now it is plain to see your love for me has held me sustained. I know that
Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Bye-bye.
hurt and pain. Love is enough to remove all guilt and shame.
Thank you for joining us on Truly Live tonight.
See, I know that love is enough. God's love is enough. Oh, yeah. Love is enough. God's 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 love is enough.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.